Hey guys, and welcome to my very first monthly check-in goal setting session. So I had this idea that I wanted to do something that was kind of a little more behind the scenes, something that might be, I don't know, a little more helpful, realistic, and less kind of abstract. So I thought, well, why not take you guys with me through evaluating how I did on my goals and then set goals for the next month. If you're not setting goals for your business, I really highly suggest that you do that. Even really personal wise, I would really highly suggest setting goals. And it's one thing, and it's great and totally necessary to set them at the beginning of the year. However, if you're not setting smaller goals throughout the year and giving yourself a chance to kind of reevaluate what you're doing well and what you might not be doing so well and where you can adjust, then you're going to wait until the end of the year to say, oh man, I was screwing this up all year. I was nowhere near my goal. Doing month by month goals really will help you to figure out quickly and be able to just shift where you need to in both business and personal. And so every month I set certain goals. It doesn't take me a whole long time to do it. But I thought that it would be pretty cool if we could all do that together each month, and maybe I could motivate you all to also set your own goals, and then we can go over them all together. So on top of going through my goals for the previous month and the upcoming month, each video I really wanted to also make any announcements, any new things, anything exciting going on with me or my business. And then at the very end, I thought it'd be pretty cool to do a Q&A. And since this is the first one and I haven't given you guys any notice ahead of time, I don't have anything for the Q&A at the moment. So what the plan is to do this monthly check-in on the first Friday of every month. And so what I'll do is I will post to the community tab about a week before I record the video for the monthly check-in, and that way you guys can ask me any questions you want me to answer. They could be about anything, and just put the questions in there, and I'll also look through comments on videos for the previous month and see if there's anything in there that I could answer for you guys at the end of the video. So that's kind of my idea and my plan for this. I don't want to call it a series, but these monthly check-ins that I would like to do, and I'm hoping that you guys really enjoy it. So I'm really hoping that these videos are going to really help you guys out and give you some insight to behind the scenes, especially if you haven't started yet and you're wondering what it could possibly look like. Now, keep in mind that my journey is not your journey or the person next to you's journey. Everybody's is going to look a little bit different. So this is just one point of view. And I did go back and forth as to whether or not I want to show any actual numbers in this video, because to be honest, it's a little nerve-wracking. It's private information, and quite frankly, I think it's gonna feel like I'm a little bit naked on camera. However, I did think that being transparent is the best way to go. That's the best way to learn and help you guys out and really show you what it's like. So if you guys end up liking this video and you like the content and the idea of it and you want to keep seeing these monthly check-ins, please leave me a comment down below, and that way I can get an idea of whether or not I should really even be putting myself out there like this. If nobody cares to see it, I may discontinue doing it, but I'm going to try it for at least a few months and we'll see how it goes. Now I just want to talk a little bit about how I go about setting my business goals and how I look into it. And I'm going to be honest, I do not get crazy technical with it. I do not sit there and calculate margins and, you know, all kinds of crazy numbers, maybe down the road, but right now I just don't think it's as beneficial for me. I do run all of my businesses 100% by myself right now. I have no employees and I don't pay anybody to help me with anything. So I'm a little bit limited in what I can do at this point. I'm just not ready to take the plunge into hiring somebody yet, but I'm guessing probably very soon. If not before the end of the year, probably in the first quarter of the year next year. But so for now, that gives you a little context. But what I do like to make sure that I'm doing with my goals is I like to set, some financial and numbers goals, because that's going to give you a nice broad indication of how you're doing. It's easier to set those over a course period of time. I'm not going to get into too much detail about how I calculate my sales goals or even my numbers goals. I think that'll make more sense when I get into the actual goals. But basically I say this is where I want to be over the year. And then let's say I'm doing my sales goal for one of my businesses. This particular business, the first one that I started, I've actually been running for 3 years. Yeah, 3 years now. And so I have a couple years of data to look at, so that when I set my total sales goal for the year, how I know how to break it down per month is I look at my previous years, and then I look at what percentage of each month was my total for the year. So basically I would take how much I made in January and divide it by the total that I made for the year, and that will give me my percentage that I made in that month. And that is because my business is a planner and sticker business, and it is very heavily dependent on seasons. So I do pretty much all of my money in November, December, and January, and it's pretty slow the rest of the year. But it does vary a lot. So that's how I calculate it. If you have no history in your business yet, if you're brand new, you won't be able to do that. And just because I do it that way doesn't mean that you have to do it that way. So in these videos, I'm not really gonna go over too much about I'm not really gonna go over too much about technically how to go ahead and set your goals, although I do think I want to make some videos on goal setting and how you can approach that, but that's not what these videos are going to be about. These videos are going to be more about just in real time assessing real goals and real numbers and seeing where we're at, and then give you guys some behind the scenes of how I adjust when I need to adjust and how I fall short a lot. Now, with all of that out of the way, I'm not going to go through all of that. I just went through every single video, but since this is the first one, I kind of wanted to set it up and let you guys know, where my mind's at with these videos. So this one's going to be a little more relaxed vlog style-ish, maybe. So let's get right into my numbers for my goals for May. These are my goals for May of 2023. And I do not, again, do anything crazy with goals. I put everything in my planner here, and this is one of the planners that I sell in my shop. The website's called The Journal Effect. And there's actually a link in the description if you guys want to check it out. But this is the planner I use, super, super simple. And in the beginning of this planner, there is a year at a glance section that I actually use to just kind of break down my number goals and track them each month. And those are just the broader number goals. And so for the Journal Effect business, my planner and sticker business, I had the sales goal set for $2,220. Again, this is May is my second slowest month of the year. June being my next slowest month of the year. It is quite drastically slower than the rest. And but I actually did make my goal, which was super exciting, especially considering that my sales goals this year are double what they were last year. So anytime I can make the goal, I am thrilled about it. So I actually, as of 5/30, so May 30th, and I'm actually filming this on June 2nd, I was at 2,406, and I will go ahead and put the numbers up on the screen so that you guys can see the numbers. And then the next goal that I had is for the digital planner sticker shop on Etsy. And if you had been following my Let's Create a Etsy digital shop series, then you would know that that's what I started, and this was the first month, and let's just say it did not go so well. But I understand and know why it did not go so well. My goal was to sell $30 and I sold $5. Ouch. And it wasn't a very big goal either. But there are reasons as to why that happened, and I'm not going to go into it in this video because next week, if you've been following the series, you know that I will have a 1 month update video, 2 month, 3 month, 6 month, and 1 year update video, and I will go over the numbers, what went wrong, what I'm planning to do differently the next month or the next, time period, and I will get into all those details in that video. So if you want to see that video, then hit the subscribe button so that you get notified when that video comes out, but it will be next week. And so the last one is for YouTube, this YouTube channel, which I'm sure you can tell by looking at it, that it is still brand new, and this is my first month doing that as well. Which is part of the reason that the digital shop has been pretty slow to take off. But you guys are awesome because my goals were blown out of the water for this month. I have done way better than expected, and of course that's to you guys that are watching and subscribing, and you guys are freaking awesome. So thank you so much. But my goal was to get, and now for YouTube, I'm going to have 2 goals because, well, if any of you don't know, to become monetized on YouTube, you have 2 things that you need to do. One of them is to have 1,000 subscribers, and the other is to get 4,000 watch hours, which is steep, and from what I understand, the harder one to achieve. But, it can be pretty slow taking off. So my goals for YouTube was 10 subscribers and 30 hours of watch time. As of May 30th, I had 145 subscribers and 241 hours of watch time. So way, way better than I expected. Again, so grateful. And then I have some work goals or action goals. I don't like to just stick with the numbers because that's only going to tell you the broader picture. But when you are setting a number goal, say you want to have so many sales, you only have so much control over that. How you get those, how many sales you get, and when you get those sales, and what types of sales you get, are all going to be dependent on the actions that you take. Really, those are the most important goals to set. You have the numbers goals that are going to show you if your actions have paid off, and then you have the action goals, which are the tangible ways that you're going to actually make that financial goal. So I hope that makes sense. So the work goals, just as important, if not more important, as far as I'm concerned. And I hope you don't mind the more relaxed I'm reading off of my goals in my paper here and not trying to memorize everything. So I wanted it to be more realistic and more like we're just hanging out talking. So I, again, have goals broken out into my different areas. And if you're an entrepreneur, you probably have more than one income stream or more than one business or project going on. Otherwise, you just kind of be a small business owner, which there's nothing wrong with. But that's not what I do. So I'm working on multiple income streams and multiple businesses at once. So my action goals that I had for the month of May for YouTube was to focus on my routines and processes and get streamlined, and more specifically to set up a ClickUp account and get a content calendar set up. And so essentially I have a content calendar, and then I have an area where I actually track ideas and where they are in the process as far as, planning and filming and editing and posting and all of that. So I did get that done. That actually took me longer than expected because I was setting up automations and stuff. Again, I would like to do a video about ClickUp, which I will do, but I just want to learn a little more about it and get a little more used to it and make sure I really like it before I put something out there like that, because I really don't want to recommend anything that I don't want to use myself. So that should come out hopefully in the next few months, but not quite yet. But I did get it all set up so that I can get the process of YouTube streamlined. There is a lot more that goes into running a YouTube channel than I ever thought. I mean, even if you take out all the marketing parts of it and research parts of it, and you just look at the plan the video, film the video, edit the video, post the video, it's still a lot. And that's probably only half of it. So I am still learning all of that. So streamlining it was my first goal, to try to make things a little bit easier, and so I can start planning out my weeks better. And then the next goal was to research and list a bunch of content ideas so that every week I'm not sitting there saying, oh, what should I talk about this week? I also, as you could tell by my channel, decided to do it in a series. That way they were all related. And then just I'll branch out from there a little bit. It'll all be around entrepreneurship, planning, and finances. So they'll all be within that range. But I did do that. I did well with that. I have a nice long list that I can pick from right now. And then also to create a schedule to upload videos 2 times per week. You may notice by other YouTubers that you follow, a lot of people upload once a week. Twice a week is definitely a lot. I'm being quite ambitious with this, but if I'm being completely honest, I was supposed to start this channel like a year ago. And so I have to catch up for lost time at this point. And so I did that as well. That's with the content calendar that goes in hand with the others, and I have a nice little weekly schedule set up. So all actionable goals for YouTube for May, all good to go. And now we're going to talk about the digital shop, as much as I don't want to talk about that. I did have to add a mid-year planner, a recipe book, and a fitness planner were all things I wanted to create and add to the shop in May. I created one of them and I haven't added it yet. So I did make the recipe book. And of course I made the initial few products that I have up there. But I haven't uploaded yet because I still have to create all the pictures for it. So that I will definitely have up this month. But the other 2 I didn't get done, so I really slacked on the digital shop, and that is mainly because I've been focusing on YouTube and my obvious existing business, because I have orders and stuff that I have to get out, and again I do it all myself. So that brings me to the last one, the journal effect, and I had the actionable goals of creating my new dot icons. And I did get some of those done. I knew I wouldn't get all of them done because I think I have like, I don't know, 130 or something I plan to have out. And I have to design all those, and then I have to create my cut files, and then I have to create the pictures for the listings, and then create the listings. It's a whole process. So I did get a good amount of those done. And so I'm happy with what I've gotten done there. Catch up on my bookkeeping, I did not do. And I really need to because I'm way behind this year. So we're going to put that on in June. And then work on some student teacher stickers, which again, I didn't really do. So I'm not really leading by example here. So hopefully, because I didn't do the best on all of my actionable goals this month. But overall, I'm super happy with the numbers. I killed my YouTube goals. I really did well and made my goal for my regular shop. And so other than the digital shop, I'm pretty happy with the numbers. My actions I'm not that happy with, but I do know it's because I'm still trying to figure out this YouTube thing, and that's where my concentration's been going. So knowing that, I know now where I can adjust things and should adjust things for June. So let's get into June goals. Let's set some June goals. Okay, so first I'm going to start with my number goals again, because I have these really planned out for the year, because I need to get to a certain number by a certain time. That's my plan. So I break it down per month. That way I ensure that if I make each month, I will get there. And so my Journal Effects sales goal is only $17.40, and that is again because this is my absolute slowest dead month of the year. And 1740, believe it or not, is still double what I did last year. So that is my sales goal for the Journal Effect. And then for the digital shop, we're going to go ahead and try again at $30 and see. I need to put some more time in to the digital effect. It is one struggle about being an entrepreneur is definitely trying to balance all of your time and figure out like where's the most important place to put your time when you only have so much. And so I still struggle with that. I'm trying stuff new all the time. I'm sure that there will never be any magical solution that as your business changes and your personal life changes, you're always going to have to make adjustments. And so if you want to be an entrepreneur, that's just something you're going to have to accept and be okay with, and just be constantly trying to get better at managing your time. One thing I have decided I wanted to implement this year, which I haven't done great at, but I'm trying, is to give myself one day off a week on the weekend where I don't do any work. I haven't been that successful yet, but the summer's right around the corner, and so I really want to try to do that. But anyway, back on track. So YouTube subscribers and hours goals. Now, because I did so well last month, I actually did go ahead and rework my numbers. I had them all scheduled out till December, and well, it's been so much better than expected that I had to go ahead and rework them, which is really not a bad problem to have by any means. So after reworking my numbers, I have a 200 subscriber goal for June, and I have a 600 watch hours for June. Now the 600 watch hours is gonna be a little tough, but I'm hoping to get there. I just need to stay consistent in getting 2 videos out a week for you guys, and I think that it will be possible. So as far as my action goals for June, with YouTube, I want to get ahead on recording videos instead of recording them right before, because actually I'm recording this on June 2nd and this video is going up on June 2nd, and it's really not the schedule that I want. So I would like to get a couple weeks ahead so that if anything comes up in my personal life, I'm not totally stressed about not having a video ready. So that's one of my goals for June, is to get some extra videos recorded so I have like a bank of videos, if you will. I want to plan out the content calendar for June. I really want to be conscious about not just throwing videos out randomly, something popped in my head, having some kind of, almost theme around them. So I really want to plan that out and see if I can do that. One of my goals is to not miss any uploads. That's one of my goals. Tuesdays and Fridays, no uploads will be missed. And then the other thing I wanted to do is just improve one thing on each video, whether that be in the editing or lighting or how I record, or not saying as much. There I go. I really want to, I don't know if I'll be able to do the thing, but I really do want to improve at least one thing per video. Okay, so now moving on to my digital Etsy shop, and my actionable goals for that shop are to add my mid-year planner, because July is when the mid-year planner starts, and people like teachers and students usually use those mid-year planners, and school's out, and then shortly after school will be back in, and so now is when everybody starts purchasing those. And that also leads me into my second item that I wanted to make this month for the shop, is student teacher digital stickers. I was supposed to do it last month, so we have it on this month. And then the other thing is a budget planner. Now you might have noticed I said fitness planner was my goal for last month, and I've decided to maybe not do that or wait on it, because it kind of occurred to me that people usually use apps for fitness. So I would like to really do a budget planner. So I want to add that. So mid-year planner, student teacher stickers, and a budget planner at the very minimum. That's what I would like to add for June. I will be on vacation for a week, so I think that that's actually kind of a lot. So then the journal effect, I again need to update my bookkeeping. And then I want to work on more of the date or the dot icons. And so again, I don't believe I'll get them all finished, but I should be at least halfway through by the end of this month. And again, add some more student teacher stickers to my store. And those are my goals for June. So if you guys have any exciting goals of your own that you want to let everybody else know about, you can leave them down in the comments. It'd be really kind of cool if we could all just kind of encourage each other and help each other out and see how we're all progressing together. I think that's one of the coolest things about having the YouTube channel. And I really want to start using that community tab a little more so that we can actually, you know, have some back and forth. Eventually I would like to do some live videos, but I just don't think I'm comfortable enough for all of those yet. But down the road, maybe these monthly check-ins would be the perfect thing for live videos. So let me know if you think this would be better in live. So I don't really have any big announcements because I said that I'll do the goals and then not announce anything big for this month. Because I have a vacation this month and I have these two new ventures, the digital shop and the YouTube, brand new, and they are consuming me right now. So I haven't been able to work on anything big at the moment, but I will definitely let you know in the next video what new might be coming out. And again, as far as the Q&A this time, I didn't gather any questions. I didn't get a chance to ask you guys any questions. So look out for that post in the community tab in a couple of weeks. And I will ask you guys what questions you want me to answer, and I will answer them in the next monthly check-in, which again will be the first Friday of every month. I really hope this is able to help you guys out. You know, one of the thoughts of actually sharing my numbers, even though, you know, I don't know, I feel like maybe it's a little bit embarrassing, like I should be further along. I did just quit my job in November, I'm sorry, of last year to do this full time. And honestly, that's because I didn't have the time to put into this full time and work my full-time job. So I worked really hard to save up enough money to hold myself over for a little while until things start picking up. And with always having the intent of multiple income streams. And I'm doing really good. I'm meeting all of my goals, but some may watch this and be like, that's all you make? Like, that's all you're doing. But I think that's what's so great about doing this is that you're getting the real insight. I mean, plenty of people on YouTube are going to sit there and be like, hey, you can make $1,000 a day by starting to do this, and they make it sound so easy and quick and like you're going to get rich overnight, and that is not the case. There are a few, very, very few amount of people that will get lucky and something will just take off. But for the vast majority of people, it takes a lot of hard work. And I think it's good for people to know kind of more realistically what it looks like. So that is my idea behind doing these videos, and I really, really hope that you guys get something out of it, and I will see you in the next one.